And we are back with the second half of the 10 commandments of being a nomad and living van life, or whatever you're doing with this. A lot of these things transfer to so many other things in our lives also, but I wanted to address these. And once again, before I get started, these are the opinion of yours truly. You may have vastly different experiences and opinions, and in a constructive way, you're welcome to write those down so that everyone can learn about what your experiences are. As long as you're constructive and polite, your comments will stand without being blocked. Okay, with that said, and I said at the end of the last video, but to save you time, there will be timestamps down below for each one of these last 5 commandments of being a nomad. Okay, so we covered 5 of them to start off with, and you can see those in the previous video. But let's talk about the final 5. And the first one is, thou shalt learn from others. One of my favorite sayings in the world is, nobody is as smart as all of us. So for some of you that just want to do it yourself, okay, well, that's kind of a rougher road with a lot of hard knocks, but if that's the thing that gets everything into your head, more power to you. I prefer the concept of the path of least resistance, and up to a point. And so if I can find information that's going to make my travels more enjoyable and safer, yeah, you betcha I'm going to do it, okay? So those are the things. So what are some of the best ways to get knowledge? Now, if you're watching this, chances are, hopefully, you're doing it on some kind of a social media tool, either with your PC, your phone, or a tablet, something. So you have the ability to get onto YouTube. And and there are a lot of YouTube channels with a lot of information about this lifestyle. But undeniably, the number one would be, I think it's called Cheap RV Living with Bob Wells. And you can just Google or YouTube Bob Wells and you will find Cheap RV Living. He's been on the road forever and ever. He was in the movie recently called Nomadland. At the end, they called him the Santa Claus looking character. Bob's a great guy, wonderful person, very dedicated to what he's doing. As much as people want to choose to attack him simply because they're living in the basement of their mom's apartment, and they have her house, and they have no job and nothing better to do. So be it. But Bob does a great job and is very dedicated to the community. Not only that, but he's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos on how to do things, different products and resources. And he connects you with Homes on Wheels Alliance, which is a nonprofit group where you can learn how to caravan with other people. And also there's all types of things. He's got a website too, but that would be absolutely the number one go-to spot. Sorry, that would be the number one go-to spot for that. The other one would be, the most logical one would be to ask other people that you're camping with. You find out so much information by reaching across to your neighbor at a campfire or whatever, and you learn from other people. Going back to Homes on Wheels Alliance, these caravans that they do is a great way to do that, because a lot of these people have been on the road for a long time. So that would be another one. And then a real obvious one, which is real helpful, are the park rangers and the park police and the local authorities. Don't feel bad about asking a policeman if you're traveling through a town and say, hey, it's getting late. Is there a place that we can park our vehicle that would be safe for the evening? We're just moving along. Things like that. So you can get a lot of information from the park rangers, park services. I said in the previous video, Google is your friend. It really is. You can let people, well, what is BLM if it's not Black Lives Matter? What is that? Well, look it up. Look it up. bureauoflandmanagement.gov. There's so many sites, national forest, park forest. There's apps for your phone on finding free campsites. I'm not going to list them all. That's not what this video is about. But this video is about the 10 Commandments. And one of them is getting information and to learn from other people. You learn little tricks on how to cook, what to carry. Should I get a refrigerator or what? There's so many different things available. So be open to learn as much from other people. Nobody is as smart as all of us. And another thing that's really, really important is leading us to our next commandment, which is thou shalt stay connected. Now, this can be a hotly debated one. Well, I'm doing in my van because I don't want society. I want to be off grid. Okay, cool. Well, you can do that. And you're in the middle of nowhere and you're off grid. And then suddenly you've got appendicitis. Well, okay, that's nature's way of doing their selective process, I guess. But if that's the risk you want to run, great. In today's modern world, stay connected, which basically, even at the worst case scenario, is if you know that there's somebody close to you that you can get to in case of a stroke or a heart attack of someone you're with, someone to help. Other than that, you've got your phone, your internet, GPS for your phone, maps, Rand McNally, those paper things that most of us over 40 kind of have used in the past. Have that as a backup too, in case your phone doesn't work. It's not bad to do, and you might find one in an antique store somewhere, who knows. But now with phones, and if you're in a van, I teach English online. And even for 4 years as a nomad, I taught English online. And I bought myself a booster, a cell phone booster, which as long as I can get at least a 1 bar from a tower up to 20 miles away, I can boost that and get maybe 3 bars or maybe 4 bars. But it allowed me to go a lot of places which normally I wouldn't be able to do. So you have a lot of these options, so check them out. Now the next one is, again, debatable. You can go anywhere you want with just gas, propane, and candles. And batteries for your flashlight. But most people want a little bit more. This is a lifestyle. Unless you're just doing summer camping, which is, I'm not sure why you're on this channel, but if you're being a nomad or living van life, or going to be doing an extended experience with it, a lot of people want power. They want some source of energy that's rechargeable. So you can get solar panels, and types of different batteries, whether they be a car battery or lithium batteries, and then you can connect all the cables and stuff, or you can have a plug and play that does all of that. It's got the batteries, it's got things to plug into. You don't have to think about it. You put a solar panel out with cables, you plug it in one end, and you plug in your coffee pot on the other end, and you're good to go. So there's a lot of solutions and a lot of affordable ways to do this. There's even wholesale companies in different cities like Phoenix and Atlanta, I think, and a couple other ones that do wholesale or really, really cheap used solar panels. You don't have to spend $400 or $500 for panels. I was getting 400 watt panels for under $200. So you can get all of those types of things. Now, you want to recharge your phones, you want to recharge your computers, you want lights, all of those things. The other thing that you may want is a refrigerator. Okay, so when we're talking power, how do you do that? Well, there's a great debate between coolers and refrigerators, and I have a video about how I used to have a cooler, but I found that I was spending as much in 1 year on ice as I would buy a refrigerator for. I got a very nice refrigerator that went down to zero and it worked great and it drew very little power off my battery. There's no reason why you can't do that. The nice thing is you can really stay out for 2 weeks at a time with the refrigerator. You can't do that with a cooler. You don't have enough ice to last that long. So it really does expand your ability to be away from civilization for extended times. But anyway, thou shalt have power. Another one that people don't think is maybe that important, but I do, is thou shalt take care of yourself. Okay. A lot of people do this, and I know there's mental health issues, and a lot of us have a lot of baggage and reasons and hardships that have led us to this lifestyle. I know that. Loneliness is another tough one. Depression, you're not always with a dog, or by the way, get a dog if you're alone and you're depressed. I guarantee you it is the greatest, besides music, it is the greatest lifter of spirits. So, but take care of yourself. Take time. I mean, nobody cares about you but you. I mean, really, people do care about you up to a point, but then they have their own life they have to take care of, or the people that are absolutely in their closest inner circle. You're all alone. And if you don't learn to really take care of yourself and nurture yourself and reward yourself, no one else is going to. It's a tough love situation. It's a tough world. Life isn't fair, all of that crap, but that's the way it is. Okay, so what do? I'm a big proponent on eating healthy. I know so many people that just eat these chemically processed, and I'm not trying to be a hippy-dippy vegan, I eat meat, I do vegan stuff, I eat salads, I eat all healthies, but I try to eat healthy stuff. I try to stay away from those instant cup of soups and all the canned soups, which are 50% sodium, it seems. And so that's what people live on. Treat yourself, buy fresh produce if you can, and eat that within the first 2 or 3 days that you're away from the store. At least you're getting those nutrients. Fresh meats, even canned meats or tunas. Just try to avoid all of that processed food. Okay, it's just not good for you. It's a great treat. Buy yourself some jalapeno kettle chips and a bottle of Coke once in a while as a treat. There's nothing wrong with that. Another thing would be, besides having a pet, go out on hikes. You're in God's country. Okay, you can go out and explore things, even if it's just for 20 minutes a day. Don't just sit in your van or your RV. I've been so many places where we've been camping and people will pull up in their RV, open the door, set their plant outside, close the door, sit in their little dining room table and look out the window for 2 days, and then open the door, pull their plant in, and take off again. What are you even doing out in the woods? What are you doing in nature? Explore, try to do some hikes, connect with nature. It's there for you, and you're right in the middle of it. So try to take care of yourself. That's a really important commandment. And finally, the last of the 10 commandments, the 10th commandment is, thou shalt have fun. That's what it's all about, folks, having fun. If you're out there, besides what I said earlier about taking care of yourself physically with these walks and being physical and eating better food, have fun. I mean, if you, my wife and I, we travel around, but now and then we'd save up a little bit of money, and we've been in the desert for a month or 6 weeks, and we're in Nevada, maybe at Lake Mead or whatever. Plan a time, we'd go to a Motel 6, which was pretty affordable, $60. And then we would go out on the town. We would spend some money and have a nice restaurant, or go and hear some jazz and have a glass of wine somewhere. Whatever lifts your skirt up, just go and do something that is enjoyable. If you play an instrument, do that. If you're addicted to Xbox or gaming, do that. For me, I fish. Oh, I love to fish. I mean, that's my big thing. Most of the places we ever stay are close to water where we can, and I pay the outrageous amount for out of state fishing licenses if I know I'm going to be in a state for even at least a month. That's how much I really love to fish. And we've got a lot of videos on this YouTube channel that you can watch and see the kind of fish we catch. It's a lot of fun. Have fun. Go to museums and towns. Go into towns and explore their history. Even some of these small towns, check them out. They're really cool. And I just noticed my little shadow light just disappeared, so you're gonna have to deal with me in a shadow for a second. Battery-powered shadow lights. But anyway, go to museums, go and have fun, go explore towns, even the small towns, patronize them, have some extra money, go to their little diners, avoid the fast food restaurants. I don't care whether I'll go to Burger King once in a while. I like Burger King. But most of the time, if I'm in a small town, I will go and try to support that town, not only shopping there, but and picking up food, but I try at least one meal in one of their restaurants. Just try to support people with that. There are over 423 national park type sites in the United States. 423, but there's like 65 that are actually designated national parks. Boy, if you get that America the Beautiful Pass, America the Beautiful Pass, I think it's $80 if you're under 62 for the year, or $20 for the year if you're over 62. Definitely buy that. I mean, you can go in and out as many times as you want with them. Buy the lifetime one for $80. And even if you use it for 3 or 4 years, you get your money way paid for it. Go to all the national parks you can and explore them. They're beautiful. And I don't care what your political association, I'm not going to California, that left coast thing, dirt is not political. Trees do not lean to the left or to the right. There's only I think a 16% difference percentage-wise between Republicans and Democrats, and then there's so many other people that are independent. But the state itself, and Washington State and Oregon, is just loaded with magnificent scenery. Don't put your politics into a situation where you're blinded from amazing experiences like Yosemite or Mount Rainier or Mount Baker, the oceans and the coasts and Monterey and all of these, and the deserts, in those areas, the volcanic stuff. It's wonderful. So have fun. Try to explore those as much as you can. Don't let your negative, biased blinders affect your ability to enjoy some amazing parts of the country that you're missing out on. So that is it. Thou shalt have fun. Relax. It's a journey. You get to take this journey only once. Enjoy it as much as you can. Anyway, folks, that is going to wrap it up for Rob and Marvy and our 10 commandments on being a nomad or van life. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, there's timestamps down below. Please leave some constructive comments about your opinions or your experiences so other people can experience them too. So if we see you again, it'll be somewhere down the road. Thank you so much.